On February the 16th, 2022, 2023, flight 2216 was going from Philadelphia to to Texas. It was 222 passengers on board and two crews. There were two pilots on the plane today. It was a jet, which is, I forgot what it's called, but it happened. It used to crash, which is the Benga 211 that crashed before when it was foggy. The plane lines up on runway 01. They started speeding down the taxiway, which is the runway. As soon as the plane left off, Flight 2216 left out Philadelphia. Engine 1 and Engine 2 was already checked, but they didn't know their landing gear wasn't closed. They closed it up, but it didn't close because their wheels on the runway popped off and made the landing. Both of them got inside 3 landing gears, making them malfunction and not pulling it up. They said, the pilots of the 2216 said, let's land at Bridgeton Road, which is another area up ahead. They were gonna land there because they're not gonna have enough foil to land, so they're gonna have the boats to get there. They were over 5,800 feet. Almost feel like they were in outer space. Flight 2216, which is the flight 2216. This is the airport tower. This is the airport tower. Is you guys still on the road to the island that y'all said? But no respawn. This is the airport. Do y'all hear me? 2216 was still going straight and still flying on the pilots. We're about to land on runway 88 up ahead. That is going to be our runway. The two pilots named Mark Williams and John Hudson was about to land. But another piece of the wheels broke off and hit one of the engines, making the plane went down to a dive. The plane started rolling down, and the plane was heading straight towards the water. They tried to pull up their plane before they hit the water. They pulled their gear as hard as they could. The airport tower sees a horrifying sight that the plane was seeing. They look at the plane's numbers. If it's 0, that means their plane is out of sight and crashed, or it exploded up the air. Their numbers was getting worse. It was going from 2,000 all the way to the 1,000. Their plane is getting worse and worse. Mark Williams is trying to control the plane, as John Hudson trying to steer as hard as he can. They're getting closer and closer to the island. As these 222 passengers, they were not going to make it. Up here, they see different waters, which is not a water, though. But it is water, but yeah. As soon as they see it, they finally spot it. Up here, the water changes from blue to cyan. The plane was over 999 feet, but gets closer and closer to the water. They tried to lift their plane before they crashed into the water, and they got closer and closer to the water. Their plane was that close to the water, and then they were right on the trees up ahead. They're not gonna make it for their final route, as Flight 2216 was in the view of the island. Their plane was shaken, and then disaster strikes about to happen. As Flight 2216 struggles for landing, disaster strikes. As Flight 2216 crashes on the ground, Flight 2216 finally stops. Every piece and every wing that came off from the plane crashes. As the airport tower lost their connection to Flight 2216, disaster strikes happened. It was too little, too late to land on runway 88. As a house that was right by the runway, they saw a plane that was crashing. The plane exploded into pieces everywhere. Flight 2216 is gone. In the morning at 7 a.m., emergencies was arriving soon. It took 15 hours to find. As they come out, they find a wing that broke from the plane and find more pieces that broke the plane. They find the whole entire plane, which is flight 2216, crashed right here. But after these disasters, it's too late. Too late.